Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Tutu UK here. Welcome back to another video. Leeds, the Leeds retro game market, and other pickups, other odds and sods that we've been hoarding for the last couple of weeks. Been a bit of a mad one. Yeah, didn't get a chance to put this up last week when I think the Leeds market was on. Was it the week before? Probably the week before now. So I'm a bit behind the curve. But that said, I'm here now. I'm here now to show you some of the shit that we got. First and foremost, huge thanks to James, Retro Import Gamer. He heard the shout, heard my plight, thanks to British Rail, big gamer, you wanker. And he offered, but also Liam, Retro Ram, bless the guy, man. He was going to come down from Derby and then go back up again. James was coming across, so I just sort of said to Liam, said, look, it's going to save you a lot more hassle, and you know, super appreciate it. So I looked after Liam and Ben in another way. Like, this is a way to say sort of thanks anyway. But yeah, James, absolute lifesaver. We had a, you know, hopefully I didn't bore him too much. Drive up, and yeah, got there like, yeah, relatively early enough, so we didn't have to deal with the massive crowds that were there. And I had a scope round, picked a few bits up. Actually got some really nice stuff, to be honest, and a few gifts, some awesome gifts that I've got to say thanks to people for. That reminds me, need to put that one there. But yeah, like I say, unfortunately, Leeds we weren't stalling out because Daz, who was stall out with, for him to come down to go back up again, it was too much. And like I say, completely and utterly understood that. So it was nice to have a day, and I just sort of hovered between different people's stalls, you know, just making a nuisance of myself and whatnot, as you do. And like I say, managed to snag a few nice little bits for the collection. Got a few gifted bits. Seen Fob, I think the olive branch or whatever, I don't know, the fucking weird whatever had gone on has now been, the voodoo's been broken. So yeah, spoke to Rob. I still don't really understand what had gone on, but suffice to sort of say it's water under the bridge. I think it was just basically I'm a moaning old bastard, and I caught him on an off day. Understood. Totally get it. That is me. I can't argue with that. So it's nice to put that to bed, because I was thinking that I'd done something awful and I didn't know. But just because I'm a moaning old fucking Victor Malvery bastard, which is fine. Deal with that. So there was a host of people there. If you weren't there, then tough shit. It's your own fucking fault. But yeah, nice to see some regular faces, all the usual crowd that were there. Like I say, Liam, Retro, and Ben, they'd gone up, and I mentioned them because they did offer me a lift, so I have to sort of give them a nod. But everybody else, there was nobody new that I hadn't seen before. You know, I say this and I'll start naming people, aren't I? But we did have, let's just name people. Marcus and Tommy, Dan and Lads Gaming, nice to see them. Eddie and his sidekick, his missus, Dylan, they were stalling out. I think Eddie was a last minute addition. Craig's here again, who James was going up to help. I kind of loitered around his stall. We had another James. Let's Talk Retro. Got some stuff off him. Forgot about that. Need to grab them. See, I knew I'd forget something. Fob. Elusive fucking Fob. We spotted a wild Fob in the wild. We've seen Sean, Retro Games revived. Paul the Ink Northern, albeit very briefly. Trev from Coventry. Nice to see Trev. Rock and Roller. I seen Simon Locke, actually. Spoke to Simon Locke. It was nice to see Simon. I haven't seen Simon for probably about 2 years, I think. So I had a little chat with Simon. Alex Griffo, that no one seems to know his name, his YouTube name. I think it's just Griffo's Retro Gaming. I think everyone thinks it's something else. I must admit, I was get confused when someone asked me what his channel name was. It's just it was Alex Griffo, but it's Griffo's Retro Gaming. It's nice to see Alex there. God, I think that was it. I think that was it. There was the usual fucking grifters, fucking doing their grift, you know, trying to fucking scab on. No point mentioning them fuckers. No interest at all. But yeah, the real people, the real YouTubers, the real part of the community, not here to fucking grift a living off you. Nice to see them people, as per usual. I'm bound to have forgotten somebody. Again, I didn't really plan that. This is all off the cuff. So yeah, some of the bits that I bought. It's good to see James actually. Let's talk retro, because I've seen him at Blackpool again. I think it was in Shenanigans actually, with his Irish mate. And there, James was there with his missus stalling out. So I bagged some. He had some of these bits. I think we spoke about these before, because James is basically culling his collection. He had to move. He's moved up to York, funnily enough. And anyway, he had a load of these. Done me a really good deal on them. You know, I'm not going to argue. They're nothing interesting. I'm just going to show you one. They're literally just box protectors. And you can have enough box protectors. I think I've got about 70, he wrote on it, 73. And I've put a massive dent in these already. Right, 73 left, I can tell you that much now. Probably less than half left. So, James, many thanks, mate. All my shitty fucking cardboard games are all nicely protected from God knows what, but they're protected anyway. More, well, that was a purchase of James. Gift. Eddie had this, and you know what, Eddie, I don't think I need this, mate. I think I had this, and I think I hawked it into CEX because no one was buying it. But it's the manual for Turtles 2 Battle Nexus on the PS2, but it was American. But I don't think I've got that, mate, so I might just give you that back. But I'll check. That's the other thing. The room is in massive disarray. So again, I was going to do a different angle, but there's just shit everywhere because 3 weeks' time, 3rd of March, is the Black Country Gaming Fair. We will be stalling out there. We're going to stall there. I'm hoping it's going to be a fucking belter. Like I say, I'm trawling through getting stuff sorted for that. And them that have stalled out before, you know, if you don't keep on top of getting your stuff in line and in check, it can fucking spill out everywhere, and that's kind of where I'm at the minute. So yeah, room's in a bit of a disarray, as it usually always is. Hence the sort of city down same angle, because there's no space there, there's no space here, there's no space anywhere. But yeah, so that was kindly gifted from Eddie, but I said I don't think I'm going to need to use it. Off my good mate Craig's here again. He very, very kindly gifted me a load of empty boxes for the N64. Some of these I'll actually, I think I've got games, I know I've got games for a few of these. Because I did sort of say to him, when he just given me them, he just sort of said, you know, I showed you these before, but you didn't want them last time. I don't know, I probably didn't need them. But what I said to him, I said, look, you know, I show you a case in point, this like my Ayla Golf, it's fucked. But I can use bits of it, and I said, look, I'll probably just use some of them as donor if that's alright, and he's like, fine. But actually, 1 or 2 of these I've got games for. So again, always useful, always useful. Empty boxes, it's the future, I'm telling you. Nowhere to put them. Nowhere to fucking put them. But also, he very kindly gave me this piece of cardboard. It's fucking fantastic, isn't it? Look, this is a wonderful piece of cardboard. More about this piece of cardboard later, but yeah, it's one of the last pieces that I need to complete something, and I'll come on to. I would have segued into it, but we're still at Leeds. So, but yes, that cardboard, I shall divulge its usage shortly. So from a random stall, I think I'd seen them. It was a couple, and they'd stalled out before different events. I hadn't seen them for a while. I usually see them at Doncaster. They had some gaming stuff. It's mainly hardware, and then it's all like, I don't know, the knick-knacky, trinkety shit that, I don't know, everyone seems to fucking love to buy. Sort of gaming-related merch, I suppose, for want of a better word, but it's I don't know. But they had a pile of 2600 games, and there's a little sign that says all games £5. And I looked through the pile and I seen this one there, and I was like, looking out. Didn't have a manual. Had the car, didn't have a manual. And I was like, I probably could do something with that box. And at £5, I thought, fuck, it's a bargain. I still haven't finished it yet, but I say time's just been such an oppressor. But I thought, I've got to get this video out, because otherwise I'll just forget shit and I'll just not bother. But for £5 English, I got a box and a cartridge for Adventure. So anybody that's into the 2600 will know, this ain't cheap. This really ain't cheap. And it's not in the best nick. I've had to sort of put it together. It's still not finished yet. I'm missing a bit of a fucking flap. Anyone's got an orange flap going. But I'll manufacture one. I'll fabricate one. But yeah, I've had to do some remedial work. Again, that's the bottom. You won't see that. That'll all fold up. It needs an iron. It needs an iron desperately. But the cart, so there's usually with the Atari 2600 games, there's two variants. You get the picture carts and then just the sort of text carts. This comes with a text cart, but I did have in me loose stash, was the picture cartridge. So that's kind of like what you're looking at. The text one just says Adventure on it. So I don't need the text one. That'll be up. That'll be at Black Country Market. But I did have in my other stash the manual. So, and there tends to be two different manuals as well. There's like the bigger, chunkier style manuals, and there's these smaller ones, and I just happen to have the small one. I don't think it kind of matters. I did have a quick look. I'm not sure which one goes with which, but fuck it, this one's going with this one anyway. So for £5, that is an absolute fucking bargain. It really is. I mean, yeah, you got to do some fettling, but man, I love fettling. I'm actually enjoying pissing about with cardboard. And I've said this for a while now, far more than I am doing anything else. It's really, I find it really therapeutic. I'm getting really sad and old, but I can appreciate now why people like Tommy, and I think Chris, Retro 48K, I keep meaning to mention him, because I'm sure that he's mentioned it, and as Mark mentioned it as well, Geordie, he's into painting in miniatures as well, but I can sort of see why it's kind of, I don't know, I don't paint shit, I'm terrible, and Mrs. won't let me touch anything, but I think that intricate sort of nature of it all, it kind of appeals, and I kind of get it. Probably why people make models and stuff. I'm not turning into a model channel. I'm not, you know, I don't fucking make any old video to chuck shit up at YouTube and see if it sticks, and then, oh yeah, look, I've got 1,000 subs from fucking making modelling videos. It's not what I do it for. I do this because I like retro game collecting and sharing my hobby. That's it. We're not here for anything else. We're not here to get, you know, 100,000 subscribers just for 100,000 subscribers and have a load of old shite on the fucking channel. You know, fucking cats falling off the end of a table and stuff like that. I don't do stuff like that. So the fucking rant, because I just see that shit all the time. I don't get it. Like, your channel's called a certain thing and you've made it be a certain thing, i.e. retro games, and then you just fucking start chucking any old shit up there because you feel like you need to be popular. I don't fucking get it. I don't, honestly, I'll never understood it. And don't even start me on fucking Patreon and all that shit, because that's another fucking thing that winds the shit out of me up. But you know that. You know that. Balls my piss. So what did we actually buy? We bought Adventure. And we bought some games. Well, I bought a game of Fob. They did me a great deal on it. But I bought these two. These were off a chap, and I remember seeing him at I kind of call it the old Leeds market, if you like, that Steve Smith used to run, at the Marriott and the ones at the university and stuff. And I've seen this guy there before, and he kind of recognised me because I said to him, I bought some stuff of you before, some Super Nintendo stuff. He goes, yeah, I remember. And anyway, he didn't have any SNES or NES stuff, because that's what I was sort of hunting, all the Nintendo cardboard, you know me at the minute. So he had some N64, and again, great prices. I can't fault the guy. He didn't have any price on him. He just pulled them off the top of his head, and I was like, done, sold. He was actually next to Fob, fully enough. So first up, for £8, £8. And obviously I've got the cartridge. He said, oh, there's no game in that. I said, not a problem. And it is a fucking tricky one to get, as most of these N64 sort of lesser known titles tend to be. Rugrats the movie in Paris. It's Rugrats. It's got the manual. It's integrated thingy. But yeah, the fucking manual. When you picked it up, I thought it had the cartridge in it, but I've got the cartridge, so it's not a problem. This needs a little tidy up, just on the edges, just on these little. I showed you this all before. You know, these little bits, just the locking ends and these bits here. Just, but it's not a bad condition. It's not as it stands, and for £8, absolute fucking bargain. The other one did me for 20 quid. Again, probably worth double that, if not a little bit more in this condition. And these fuckers, and I keep saying it, these fucking N64 sports titles, there's a fucking raft of them on there. NHLs, NBAs, and all kinds of shit. All the fucking, you know, from 99, 98, 97s and stuff. Anyway, this is Knockout Kings 2000. With Ali Mumbai on the front. Boxing, not really. I don't think there's. I don't know. I don't really. I never really enjoyed the 3D boxing games. I always liked the 2D ones in the arcades and stuff. The arcadey type boxing games. Ready to Rumble, yeah. Was it really boxing? I don't know. But complete, a bit of old heft to it. Yeah, 28 quid, man, for them two. Absolute bargain. Absolute bargain. And then lastly, off Fob, I'd say my good mate Fob, my acquaintance, the guy I used to know, Fob. Now I believe this was the last game. I'm sure I looked at it, because what was I looking for? When I did my other video, I was talking about Malibu games. Probably not as old as I thought. But then again, I think the SNES ran for longer than I realised as well. And it's weird because a lot of these consoles have their prime years, which is like about a year or 2 years after, two to 3 years after it's been launched, and then it kind of dips down. Well, back then it did, because they didn't have a long lifespan. Not like you've got like your Xboxes and your PS2s now, which are like, you know, fucking 10. 15 odd years. It weren't like that. They were like, you know, like 5-6 years, and then the next console will come out. That's why the libraries are quite, you know, relatively small, like 500, 270 and stuff like that. So yeah, because I thought to myself, I was going to edit the video. I thought, oh fuck it, leave it in. No one even questioned it anyway. Like, you can say I know shit on YouTube and people believe you, but this one I'm sure was one of the last games released. My eyes are terrible, you know. Yeah, I think. And they did me a great price on it. I did think it didn't have the manual, but it's one of them piss-thin manuals. It's Beauty and the Beast. Disney's Beauty and the Beast. I don't know anything about it. Action platformer, I don't know. Tiniest fucking screenshots. But I'm sure it says 1994 on it. I think it says 1994, Hudson Soft. But I do believe this was the last game that got a PAL UK release, I think. If not, future knobhead me will interject at this point now. Yeah, ignore this twat. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Completely wrong. I got the wrong game. It's Timon and Pumbaa, the Disney Timon and Pumbaa game, not Beauty and the Beast. Although Beauty and the Beast was 1995, apparently, according to Wikipedia. So I was even, although it says 1994, maybe that's when the movie came out, I don't know. But no, yet again, like I say, don't listen to any old twat on YouTube. They don't know what they're fucking talking about. It's Timon and Pumbaa was the last game. So, whoops. And correct me if I'm wrong. Rob's done absolutely nothing to this. He has put it in a baggie though. Say really thin. Has he glued down? He has. He's glued them down. Good lad. So anybody that gets these trays, right? To be honest, I don't give two fucks if these are aftermarket or not. I get there's people that start having right easy fit like Clint. I think the trays, mate, it don't fucking matter. It goes inside the box as long as it keeps the form. I don't care. But if you do get an older one, and the old cartridge is doing the old fucking slippy sliding, all you do, you take these, pull your flaps out, get some Pritt stick, the old prick of the stick and just glue them down. And it feels like Rob's glued these down because I can tell because they're not shifting. So good lad, Rob. Maybe he did watch my videos after all. But yeah, it stops some fucking jigging about the place. But I'll give that a little fettle. It's not too bad. Not sure if he's ironed it. Yeah, see, we'll tidy up a little bit there. But like I say, if I'm wrong, future me would have interjected by now. But one of the last ones, if not the last one. Now that is it. That is it from Leeds. Again, I'll reiterate, Black Country Market, links down below. That is going to be in 3 weeks' time. I'm sure it's the 3rd. Again, let me double check. Yeah, it's a Sunday, so it's 3 weeks today. Today's the 11th. That's how far behind I am. I'm sure, yeah, it was last week. Leeds was last week. The 3rd, weren't it? Not too bad. I'm only a week behind. But then, hopefully, there'll be a market each month. And it's, like I said, the last video, they're really sort of stacking on. Find money to fucking pay for the tables. Because these motherfuckers ain't cheap now either. So I need you to come and buy some stuff. Badly. Right, the last thing I've got, and this was off Liam. He must have been keeping this for God knows how long. And he gave me this and I was like, mate, I don't, look, I've got fucking a weird shaped head, I've got big ears, I don't do hats. You have to have a fucking head, certain shaped head and face for hats, and mine ain't it. He gave me this. Can you read that? To UK's cardboard ironing service. I'm not sure if that says Honning, but I thought it said Honning at first, which it's ironing. It's just the way the thing is. But I want to say thanks. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I'll find a place for it. I'll probably stick it up on the shelf with the bandages that Stodger got me. The old Roger the Stodger Dodger, Roger Retro. They're up there somewhere. I'll probably put it with that. You know, all the other piss-taking stuff that you bastards send me. But no, mate, honestly, you didn't have to. You probably shouldn't have bothered, but I do appreciate it. And it's, yeah, I'll take it. I'll lean into it. It's not a problem. You gotta fucking iron this shit. Don't bother ironing your clothes. Iron your cardboard. Right. What we on? 21 minutes. Right. Back to the bit of cardboard. I'll show you this. Right. Do you remember before Christmas, Stu Generation Pixel? I ain't seen Stu about actually. Hope he's okay. He very kindly gifted me a box, and I've been searching high and low to complete this box. It's the Super Game Boy box. Now the main item I was missing was this here, the control set. Now, this is a smaller form factor than your normal SNES boxes, and that's what was needed. I did buy one, literally the same, what do you call it, same picture and everything else, but it's a longer box. I think it must have had a sleeve over it, but you can't tell from pictures because there's no sense of scale, but it has to be a small one. So I managed to get this from eBay. I think it was missing, damn it, which one was missing? One was missing the SNES, but I had a SNES. I think it was that one. I think this one was complete, and it was you know, still about £100. They ain't cheap. I mean, SNESes ain't cheap anyway. These are a lot more tricky to get. So these sort of size boxes are the ones that go into like the control set, the Super Game Boy set, the Donkey Kong crate and stuff like that. And I think, no, it's not the Killer Instinct one. So yeah, it's literally, it's like the Solo, I don't know what you call it, like the Billy Basic. I don't know if they actually even sold these on their own, to be honest. But that is now the main piece that will go into the control, keep calling it control set, into the Super Game Boy set. But this here, bit of cardboard, is what's needed to fill the void. And I'll show you, I'll do a video of it. So all I've got to do is just manufacture a small one of these, and we're done. And that's all thanks to Craig's here again, because that's what it looks like. So there we go. So buying more box SNESes that I don't really need just to complete a box set. Now, talking of buying SNESes that I don't really need, and I have always coveted this, because this is what I had. Not this exact one, but this version. This is where it all started. My dad, God bless him, didn't fucking buy me anything. And it wasn't long after I think it was the next year after my mum had passed away, I think. So he's swinging brick of a heart. But I was one of 6. I have to remember that. I think there was only 4 of us living at home at the time. So this at the time was a big deal for him to buy it me. I remember going uptown with him and he got it. I think it was from Dixon's or somewhere like that. But it is the Super Nintendo, and it's the dual pack Mario. So you can get this version with only one controller. You'll see the pictures, and you've got one controller. But I had the double one. I got the box. Got the box from eBay for, I think, just less than 50 quid. I already had the SNES. I had all of the other bits. But what it didn't have the poly. So what I had to do was, I think it was 30 quid. And I'll put a link to them. Basically, there's a guy who reproduces the polys. And again, I've got no issue at all using an aftermarket polystyrene, because it's fucking polystyrene. Luckily for me, this one had the cardboard lid, but the polystyrene is just polystyrene, and it does the job. It fills a box, etc. I might do some B-roll of it afterwards, and I'll show you. But yeah, that was about. I think I got a deal on that. I think it's like he sent me an offer. I think 27 quid, which again sounds a lot. So for this box, essentially. Just the box. It is in really nice condition. I think the worst is a dent there. But yeah, this has probably cost me best part of 80 quid. But in this condition, and say it's the one that I had. It's the one that I had. The actual dual controller Super Mario one. So yeah. It's just one of them ones. I'd say it's something that I knew I had to sort of get back in, or get back. It would have been nice if it was my own old one, but nah, that ain't gonna happen, is it? 26 minutes. So yeah, just some hardware, a bit more hardware. I actually got a bit more hardware to show you. We'll do this last thing. Actually, two last things. Right. From Facebook group, I think Retro Realm, I can't remember. It might have been another one. Some guy put this up, and it was stupidly cheap. I think it's like about 15 quid. I can't remember. It wasn't very much money. And I looked at it and I just thought, fuck it, let's have it. And it's the Go infrared control pad for the Sega Mega Drive. I mean, completely and utterly useless and pointless. But I just had to have it. I haven't done anything to the box, actually. It needs a little bit of a tied up. It's not a big deal in that respect, but it's just an infrared. An infrared's really bad. I mean, look at this big hulking fucking receiver and the control pad there. I've had to put it all back together in the box because the guy just like completely messed it all up with all the internal packaging. It's just a curio, guys. I'm not going to fucking bore you and show you it all. If you want to be that bothered about it, you can look at it online. But I just thought, again, for the money, for 15 quid, thought, go on, let's fucking have it. Wireless. You don't see many of these about. There are a couple. There's the official one that had the Sega branding on it, and I think there was another one, and that one tends to be the less common of them. So I thought, yeah, we'll add that. And then lastly, to complete a set, again, I've had this on watch. Well, I've kind of been watching for it as part of looking for Nintendo cardboard, basically. And this one had been on eBay for 150 quid for the longest time, which is more than I wanted to pay. I remember speaking to James, Flashback TNT, still hasn't made a video. And he said he got his in a bundle. He said he's seen them in bundles before. So again, I was willing to sort of buy a bundle and break it up just to get this. but it's no dice. And then this guy sent me an offer for this, and I countered at literally half the price. Honestly, 75 quid. He took it, he accepted it. I think because he'd realised it'd been on there that long and no one's going to buy it at that. And maybe it was just after Christmas, so it's a bit brassic like we all are. I am, but I thought at that price I can't fucking say no. So for 75 quid, we got us a clear blue, boxed N64 controller. There was one in Germany or France, which was a slightly bit more, but then again you're risking the imports. So maybe you looked at that and probably thought, actually, I'll take it. But yeah, I'm not going to do great. I mean, I've sort of pinched in a few of the ends here, but yeah, I'm not going to iron this box. It's stick heavy cardboard. But that does complete the set now. So I have all the boxed official UK released colour variants, and I think my Game Vault do box protectors. So at some point, probably in about 4 years' time, when I've actually got some money and I'm not wasting it on another shit, I'll buy. I can't remember how many controllers there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there's 8. I think there's 8. 8 different colours, and I'll buy 8 box protectors, and that's them done then. And talking of done, done is done. About 30 minutes, way more than enough time of me talking at you. There may be another video if I can get stuff sorted before the Black Country Market. Again, the 3rd, I keep pointing that way because that's what the calendar is, you can't fucking see that. But the 3rd of March, be there. We need a turnout. We need a turnout. It's the beginning of the month. There's no reason not to come. You're all gonna have a couple of quid in your pocket. Come and see me. I've got loads of cheap shit that you can buy, and you can just show on camera just to make videos. You know, even PS3 shit. Apparently, some people are telling me that people are now buying that and trying to make out it's retro, which fucking had me howling because it's clearly not. Anything that's got HDMI at the back of it, anything from 360 onwards, ain't never going to be retro. I don't give two fucks what anyone says. Not to people. And the wonderful fucking GoPro overheats again. 30 minutes is probably about all I get out of this. So very quickly, I can't remember. I was going on the fucking moan about people buying PS3 and making out it's retro. It's clearly not. Xbox 360, anything after that is not fucking retro. I'm old and no, it's just no. It's just a big no for me. Anyway, that being said, listen, I'm going to love you and leave you. Please, if you can make it, come to the Black Country Game Retro Fair. Say loads of shit to buy. There'll be loads of stallers there. Great day out. Beginning of the month. No excuses. Other than that, take it easy and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye for now.